HBCUs. We talked about attendance at HBCUs and athletes going to HBCUs, which I would love to see because like some of these major sports,
Would
talk about
change the
football, we
landscape
talk about
dramatically.
it would be crazy, dog, if
Hmm.
these 5-star recruits would be going to these HBCUs. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? You're going to your Howards, you're going to your Hamptons, you're going to your Bethunes and FAMs.
Absolutely, fam.
Uh,
Yep.
it because instead of FSU, especially they trash anyways. Go turn the whole Bethune around. Go turn the whole FAMU around.
Whole
Matter of fact, go
joint,
turn
bro.
FAMU around. They're down the block.
Hmm.
FAMU's down the street.
Yeah, if it ain't down the block. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So unfortunately though, this is the lowest enrollment of black men in these HBCUs since 1976.
Hmm.
Right now, it's accounting for 26%. Back then, it was it was 38%. Right,
Yep.
and surprisingly enough, actually, the Hispanic share of enrollment at HBCUs is going up. Right now, black women they way more college educated. They go to colleges, PWI or HBCUs, whatever. They're generally are going to be more educated as a demographic. That's just the way the numbers have worked out. And
Why do you think that is?
I think because traditionally men have relied on manual labor type activities to define their masculinity. So they lean into like hard working man identity.
I looked at it as more of just having more of an entrepreneurial mindset, not necessarily something to reinforce your masculinity. Um, but
You
that's
think
kind
you
of
think you
but
saying black
that's kind
men
of
have
why I
more
think
entrepreneurial mindset than
yes.
who?
I think they're more. I think black men are more entrepreneurially, if that's a word, driven, and more. They it's
Than
more of a
who?
than black women.
Com-
Than black
Than
women.
black women?
I think yeah. I think that's directly translatable. I think that's it's women
But
are
just because you go
like
to
out of high school.
college, but just because you go to college doesn't speak to your entrepreneurial prowess because you could be going to college to learn a particular
To, correct.
trade or skill so that you can go be an entrepreneur. So I
True.
don't know
Correct.
how entrepreneurship would relate
So this is why I come to that
to
conclusion
college.
because I think it's more. I think out of high school, it's more of a it appears to be more of a desire for men to go into more of those fields where they can like I can make money right now or I can build my
Yeah,
business right now. I
yeah,
can yeah, I think
yeah.
it's more of a desire for men to go not necessarily not
But those things that
but
you
I'm
can make
saying
money now, I mean, do think
yeah.
those are all like name one that's not like manual
Right,
labor.
right, right, right. Exactly. But what I'm saying is they would rather go into that right after high school than go to college and have to go through all this. Like I'd rather just go to like a vocational school for a year or two than actually go to college, get a whole degree to do the same thing. I could just go get this training in
Right.
one or
So,
two
so I mean,
years.
so you're not
So
disputing what I'm saying here. You're like you
no,
said,
no,
why
no,
do I
no.
think
I
that
am. No,
is?
I
You're
am
you're
because I
saying
am.
you're saying exactly it is.
No,
You're not
I am.
disputing it.
No, I am disputing it. And this is how I'm. This is why I'm. This is the difference. You're saying it's more of a. You say it's more tailored to them, more tailored towards their or more connected to their masculinity. And I'm saying I don't think that is the case. I think it's just how men. I
You
just
know what?
think
Okay, I see
how
what you're
generally
saying.
how men are
I
wired.
see what
I
you're
think they're
saying.
just more
I see
wired
I see
to
what you're saying.
yeah.
I can make the case for it. It's going to take a longer segment for me to make
Oh,
the
okay.
case
Well, yeah.
of why I think that it is inevitably tied to the masculinity.
Okay.
Sim, sim, One simple point I'll make right now is
Mm,
that what's one of the main reasons guys want to make money now, right? Guys want to make money now or right out of high school, or whatever, because they want to be the provider.
I would say legacy. So I guess you can put that because you can put that
Legacy,
under the you can
provider.
put that under the umbrella of yeah of
Yeah,
that yeah.
that's all
I think men
part
are
of the
legacy driven.
masculinity thing. But what makes you a man? You want to be a provider for your
Okay.
family. You
Okay.
know what I mean? And you want to be able to make sure
Okay.
you got some bread
I
ready
see
to
what you're
go.
saying.
You want to make
Yeah.
sure you have a house, that
Mm,
you build, you know what I mean?
mm,
Uh, because you went through this hard work and you was doing your labor,
mm,
to then be able to be the man and then be like, yo, now you can bring a woman, you can marry a woman, you be like, you got your own already, you
mm,
already established kind of
mm,
thing.
mm,
So they put you at again. But I could tie a lot of it into masculine. That's a
mm,
whole longer conversation.
mm.
Um, but yeah, generally, man, it's HBCUs are a great way, dog. I'm sorry, dog. Manual labor has long since been slowly but surely going away. We see the manufacturing plants and auto manufacturers and all that stuff.
Mhm.
They overseas. shirts. We don't even make shirts and clothes and stuff like that here. They're overseas.
Mm-hmm.
TVs, Mexico. You know, a lot of the manual labor stuff is few and far between, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
not a lot. I mean, you still have your plumbers and things like that,
Yeah, I was
but
like, there's a lot of like there's been a
but
boom of
Jeff, you
like
have to
electricians and
realize
things.
how much there was before. When we
Yeah,
talk about
that's true because building a nation.
manufacturing, we
Yeah,
talk
that's true.
about coal.
Yeah,
When you talking about coal mining,
yeah,
we
we've gotten
talk
to a
about
place where technology has, globalization,
bruh.
all that. I understand.
It's a
I understand.
lot, dog. When we invented
Yeah,
the freaking
we're much more advanced than we used to be
when
for sure.
when we invented the earth movers, these freaking
Mm,
bulldozers
yeah, yeah,
used to have 100 guys with shovels doing some shit.
mm,
Now one guy with the bulldozer doing that joint.
yeah,
These other guys now have to either learn how to ride bulldozers,
mm,
learn how to be project managers,
yeah,
or something. You have to learn a different skill. We just don't have the space and capacity more because business is like, yo, it's more efficient for us to have one bulldozer.
yeah. And
You know what I mean?
those machines are becoming more advanced now, and like the guys who are operating them needs to be certified now. So
You
they
need to
have
be
to
a
be.
fucking
So now you got to
technician.
be
You can't even be a
you,
mechanic.
yeah, you
You
can't
gotta
be a
be a
mechanic anymore. You got to
technician,
be like a whole technician. Yeah.
an engineer,
Like
even.
you actually got to be an engineer. Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah. Now,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. So I understand what you're saying. Like it's the qualifications have definitely definitely elevated
So
or
my point
escalated.
is that
I get what you're saying.
college education, yeah, I do not agree that everybody should go to college. Actually, no, I do agree everybody should go to college, but not specifically just for the education, because like I think like the experiences you learn from college, like living in a dorm, for example, I learned so
Oh
much,
yeah, the
that kind
experience
of
you
stuff, right?
yeah
Just
experience is a
experience.
lot.
So I think everybody should go to college for that,
Mm,
but you shouldn't just casually go to college because that joint also costs us like $100,000, $200,000,
it is very
right?
expensive.
So
Yeah.
very expensive. So I wouldn't just do it. But I think there is efficacy in going to college. But the point is that there's gonna be a lot more cerebral shit. This is 2025. It's only gonna get more and more cerebral.
Mhm.
Is that all you got, nigga? Oh, no, nigga. That's just the tip of this iceberg. Read, nigga, read.
Well, how smart are you? How technically savvy are you? Can you operate this machine? Can you operate this computer? Kind of thing. It's gonna be less shovels, man. It's
Mhm.
gonna be less pushing a cart. You know, it's gonna be less like even the forklift riders anymore. Like they got robots doing that joint now.
Mhm.
So like, dudes is gonna have to. You're gonna need to educate. Like you want to push back. I get it, and you want to be like, yo, these women are getting too like, because they could be like, wait a minute, I have a brain. Like I just push buttons and I can figure this out. And so now women are taking these jobs that used to be men because but men used to use shovels, and now physical prowess no longer matters. It's
Mhm.
all about like, can you learn how to operate this machine or
Mhm.
like how to write this code?
Mhm.
Um, dudes, y'all gonna have to just get educated. You're gonna
Yeah.
have to get educated. That's just the world because because corporate America is not gonna care about your masculinity. They want to say that all that kind of stuff now. They want to look out for men and young boys and like that. But corporate America is trying to get their dollars. So they're gonna buy bulldozers. They're gonna buy bulldozers. They're not gonna care. You know what? We want men to do great, so we're gonna hire 30 men to shovel this pit
It,
instead of
it's
a bulldozer. It ain't gonna happen.
it's about efficiency and delivery.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. Like companies now, and what Darn is also probably alluding to is, eh, and also why I'm saying efficiency and delivery is that it's become more like the way that products are being brought to the market now. They are not even necessarily like 100% foolproof. It's just we gotta deliver it to the market, and it will continue
Yeah.
to improve as time goes.
And they
That's the
have
same in
they
every
have a
industry.
quality control. They're like
Yeah.
5% or 3% is like could be defective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can do it.
Like yeah, we
We'll
can work
do
with that. Yeah, like this is good.
it.
This is good enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's literally what the market is now. Like it's all about how fast you can get this product on in the market. So it's the same. It's the same in tech. It's the same in every industry. That's just the way that the
Yeah.
U.S. economy flows
Even
right
the
now.
auto manufacturers that we do have here,
Mhm.
there's a bunch of robots in that joint with a few
Yeah,
humans for like for dexterity reasons and to
mm.
screw the specific thing in or to
and
like
and those humans that are there are engineers. They're
yeah.
not just regular folk. They are engineers who are highly engineered. So
So I say all that
yeah,
to say that the closest barrier for entry into the middle class is through a
it's a
college
bachelor's degree.
education,
Yeah,
a master's degree, at least a bachelor's
at
degree,
least a
right?
bachelor's. Yeah, yeah.
And the the easiest route towards acceptance into a university for black folk, for black men, will be an HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, um, a lot of these HBCUs have some of the top graduation rates for some of these top tier things. Like an engineer. Like you still got to get certified in these things. Remember, or attorneys, for example, you still have to get past the test. The math got to be math for you to pass that test, right? And you got to go to that. So these schools aren't there to just pass people along, right? They're there for you to get legit education because they still need to be accredited. Remember, these schools need to be accredited. So they're not going just like, oh, he's black, so we're just give him a degree. Here you go.
Yeah,
that's what some people might think HBCUs be about.
One of the things that that I've informed people about is that they're like with HBCUs, like a lot of their specialty programs and like residency programs are even harder than some of the PWI ones you go to. Like for example, I got a cousin, Sabrina, she went to Meharry dentist school. It's one of the hardest dentist schools to go through in the United States, and it's an HBCU. So these HBCU, just because the HBCU doesn't mean you're going to skate by. They're actually the programs are even harder because the professors know that you think it's going to be sweet. They know that.
Yeah.
So like the programs are more rigorous, and just like Darwin said, they're also got to be accredited. So they want to make sure that the programs are rigorous and they're competitive. Yeah. So that has a point.
Sometimes you don't get funding if you're just not accredited. So you can't just be like just giving people degrees. You don't just hand them out. But because of the support system that is involved in being part of an HBCU, your teachers look like you. The administration cares about you because like matters, you come from where they probably came from. They know how to they know how to. Well, it's still an institution, but like it's more than the PWI. I HBCU students, the HBCU faculty cares more about black students than a PWI. Now, do they always have the funding? To execute on that? They might not always have the funding because the endowment isn't as deep, right? Yeah, you got to rely on a lot of charity work. You got to rely on a lot of hopefully the federal government, slide some bread your way. But with the support system, my main point is that with that particular support system, chances are greater for black men to graduate out of these schools.
So sounds like the infrastructure needs an overhaul based on what you're saying.
The infrastructure. I don't think it needs an overhaul. It needs an infusion. It needs an investment. Okay. These HBCUs need an investment. High school 5-star athletes need to. It's going to be a whole movement to do this. But Buddy got a scholarship to Alabama. Yeah. Versus Jackson.
Bro, they got the facilities, they got the exposure, they got all
you know what I mean? It's like it's tough to ask a freaking 16-year-old, 17-year-old to do that choice out of some bigger picture type joint. I get that, but I'm just saying for the in a vacuum, this is what you would need.